Hey guys, it's Niajmaloney and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be telling you guys about my labor and delivery story. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be making one of my cravings. My craving is Snicker Salad, and I know you guys are like, Snicker Salad, really? Like, what is that? Like, my family and my boyfriend been looking at me crazy, but I promise you guys it's really good. I had it one time at work. I'll be telling my story while making this. First thing it says on here to do is 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that first. My mom said that when making this, to really whip it up. And it's really easy to make. So this is the first time that I'm making it. So 1 cup. And 1/4 powdered sugar. Just gonna whip it until it becomes really thick. Oops, all right. Put this to the side. And then we're gonna do the next step, instant pudding with milk. 3/4 cup of milk. So we'll put that in first. 3/4 cup of milk. So I'm just gonna do this. Oh my gosh, got milk everywhere. So my due date was September the 10th. I tried everything, legit everything. I walked, curb walked on the treadmill, bounced on the ball. Wow, and still nothing. I think I was, 38 weeks. I went to the doctor and she's like, okay, you're only 2 centimeters dilated. I was like, okay, we're in a good direction. 39 weeks hit. I'm at 3 centimeters dilated. So I'm like, okay. So she said I can basically sweep your membrane to see if that would like make things kind of pick up. It didn't even pick up. So we hit 40 weeks, still nothing, even on September the 10th. So I went to go see my doctor on that Thursday. Still nothing, still 3 centimeters. A couple of things that I just didn't feel like I had a decent doctor. I just felt like she was just too busy and wasn't really paying attention. She just kept playing little games. I already switched from a previous doctor and went to her like halfway through. I only had 1 ultrasound done by her and she wouldn't let me have any other ones. And I understand that unless it's medically necessary, but it's like, don't you want to see how big the baby is? Like, you know. The crazy part is when I went to go see her Tuesday, she said, oh, next time when you have a baby, we'll make sure to get an ultrasound since she was so big. I'm like, I promise you're not gonna be my doctor if I do decide to have more kids. No, even after me going over, she didn't even want to do an ultrasound. So I told her, I was like, just go ahead and, get scheduled to get induced. And she was like, well, I won't be next weekend until Thursday. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna be waiting and then be over. And they called me literally that same day and said that I can get induced Saturday. So I thought that my doctor was gonna be there, but I ended up finding out that she wasn't gonna be there, even though she said that she would be in town, that she'd be leaving on Monday. So it's like I didn't even give birth with my actual doctor, but it was a blessing in disguise. So yeah, let me just keep moving it. 3/4 cup of milk, 1 packet of instant vanilla pudding. Okay, so before I put this in here, because I'm gonna have to use the mixer again, I'm just gonna kind of talk a little bit more. So that Friday, which was the 13th, my grandma unexpectedly passed away. It was just a lot. I was like, dang, I'm gonna have to give birth the next day. But yeah, it was just a lot. I also wanted to say that it just happened unexpectedly, and I'm just like, how can I go and give birth when my grandma just passed away the day before? She didn't even get to meet her. I just feel like how life is, just how quick people can just pass away like that, just in a second, is crazy. Like, only if I had her a couple days before, she would have been able to meet her, but it's pretty sad that she wasn't able to meet her. Saturday hits, get there at 6:30 a.m. and they put us in a very, very nice room. got hooked up on IVs. And I'm trying to think when they started giving me the Pitocin, but they gave me just little small increments of Pitocin. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in there. Go ahead and mix this up. Basically put it together or fold it together or whatever. So I'm gonna put the whipping cream in here. I have to say that the nurses that I got in the labor and delivery was amazing. They're pretty good. But the only thing I will say is you do not get sleep. They'll be like, okay, get some rest. And then I close my eyes and then boom, she came back. But I guess I get it because, you know, we're trying to get a baby out and can only be on Pitocin for so long. I got up to level 16 on the Pitocin. To be honest, I really wasn't feeling the contractions like how I thought I would be. Probably would rate like a 5. I just hear a lot of people's experiences saying that they start feeling contractions really bad with Pitocin, but I didn't, so I don't know. I guess it's just different for everyone. But yeah, maybe it's my pain tolerance. Maybe it's not, you know, pretty high. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, that part wasn't that bad. But I did end up getting an epidural once, 5 centimeters. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix these two up, or whip or fold it up. So that's kind of how it's looking. I think it was like every hour they checked to see how dilated I was. My mom was like, she was really surprised on how calm I was. Once I hit 5 centimeters, my doctor was like, or the resident, he was like, yeah, you know, usually it's good to get the epidural before I break your water, which I'm glad, because he ended up saying I had so much fluid up there that it took a lot just to break my water. It would have not even mattered if my daughter was trying to get out, but I had so much fluid up there that it was impossible for her to get out, or even for my water to break by itself. I got the epidural. I was extremely scared because I'm like, it's like that big. Yeah, I was so scared. I didn't want to flinch. That's all I was thinking, because you kind of have to hunch over. I was like, okay, don't flinch, don't do this, you know. It went pretty well. They said that my spine, like, they had a hard time just getting the needle through. I was like, just don't mess me up, because I already got a back issue, you know, from cheer. Once I got that completely numbed down, really glad that I got the epidural. Once he broke my water, that's kind of when things started to progress. I just kept doing different positions for it to keep going down. I was just really like, not really there that much with the epidural. I was just really tired. So then once I hit 9 centimeters, that's kind of when I was getting ready to push. Okay, so who I had in the room was my mom and my boyfriend. Just kind of going back on how my doctor wasn't there, which I was just like, are you kidding me? So I think the pudding, yeah, it's good. So I'm just gonna put this to the side. Basically a total of 6 apples. I'm just gonna do 3 green and then 3 red apples. So I've already cleaned the apples and I already took the little stem out. I have this little thing just to kind of go through the middle. And then I'm going to cut them up bitty pieces. I'm about to be 4 weeks this Saturday. I was a little disappointed that my doctor couldn't be there. I'm kind of glad that she wasn't, because the doctor that I received, I forgot her name. Really blessed that I had that doctor. Like, God was really looking out for me. It was pushing for 20 minutes or so. And if I didn't have the support, if I didn't have my nurse, doctors, boyfriend, or my mom there supporting me, I don't know how I would have been able to do it. Like, that doctor was the best doctor ever. She's like, okay, let's keep going. I keep pushing and, you know, doing the little techniques and stuff. Towards the end, I was about to give up. I can't do this. And she said, okay, we're almost there. And so she said I was pushing really good. Just got all over my face and glasses. If I didn't push good enough with how big Shiloh was, I would have had to get a C-section, and I feel like they pushed that. I feel like if I would have had my other doctor, it should have been like, oh, okay, let's go ahead and do the C-section. Like, I just feel I didn't really trust her for how I've, you know, been treated the rest of my pregnancy and like the little games. Like, it would be hard to get a hold of her. I would have to continuously call every single day just to get a paper signed. It would take them almost 2 weeks. And I would have to keep calling every day, like, okay, is the paper, you know, done? Like, I need this for my job. Once I pushed her out, but I had an epidural because I had a second degree tear. I had to get stitches, which I'm like, ooh, so glad I didn't have to feel that. I think they were stitching me up for a cool 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just like, ooh. I'm just gonna keep kind of pushing them to the side, like the apples, and just keep cutting them. Once the epidural wore off, it's just like an experience. Seeing your baby, I did cry. Oh, and my boyfriend cut the umbilical cord, which I didn't even think that he was going to cut the umbilical cord, but he was right there holding my leg. I know, I'm like, just imagine what you were seeing down there. And it was funny because like, okay, do you want to see down there? You know, they convinced me to look at it just for a little bit, and after that, I was like, I'm not watching. Like, I don't want to see a mirror. Like, no. Because I'm be like, dang, you know, all that blood and stuff. No, I'm good. Like, let me focus. Hey, I'm filming my video. I'll call you back.
Hello, vlog.
You want to say hey?
Hi, vlog.
So, like, I did not want to watch myself push or anything like that. I just wanted to focus on next. I really felt I was gonna throw up, and then I felt I was gonna give up at the end. So after they stitched me up, it was just like the best thing, you know, having my daughter in my arms, and it's like a feeling that I can't express. The funny part is when they were like weighing her, they were like, okay, everyone guess, like, how big do you think she's gonna be? I was like, at least 7 pounds. I said 7 pounds, my mom said 7 pounds, Trayvon said 9 pounds, and then when they said 9 pounds, I was like, damn! 9 pounds, but she came out looking pretty big. I was saying that I really should have gotten an ultrasound because my doctor would have been able to see that she's big. And just imagine if I would have waited until next week, she would have been probably 10 pounds. It went all good, and then I started feeling this pain kept getting worse. Like, my back was hurting, kind of where my bladder was hurting. It was hurting so bad. They gave me ibuprofen, that didn't work. And then the doctor came back in and she's like, let's put a catheter in. It hurts so bad. That was the worst pain that I had. I'm so glad that I got that, because if I didn't get that, that pain was getting worse and worse. Like, I couldn't even eat. Yeah, once I got the catheter, I had a lot of fluids that was in my bladder that needed to be emptied out. I had a catheter in for like 24 hours. The next thing to do is add 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. I started to feel better. Then they took me postpartum care room, because I was supposed to leave and go to postpartum care at 10, but then I didn't until like 12, until I started feeling a little better. Like, I legit couldn't even like walk. That's how bad it was. I'd rather be in a labor and delivery room because they were a little more attentive. I did not like the room. It was smaller. The bed, like, you couldn't even lift it up to sit up. It was only go up to this angle. What? Like, why can't I sit straight up? So I couldn't even sit straight up. I had a lazy nurse on top of that. She wouldn't even change my bag for my catheter. She only changed it once throughout the night, then didn't even come back to change it. So I literally sat with a full bag of pee for like 2 to 3 hours. I was asking like, hey, where'd my nurse go? Like, hey, I understand that, you know, the new, like, the nurses that they switch. I was like, dang. I had to like keep asking like, hey, can someone come and change this? So that's just one thing. We stayed there for 3 days. That was just the only downfall. It was just, once it's a certain time, that you're not gonna hear from your nurse for like 2 to 3 hours. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the apples in here. I don't know if this is enough. Oh my gosh, the food sucked. If I could choose a hospital, I would go to this one hospital because I know the food would have been better than that, but it was just disgusting, so disgusting. I didn't start pumping until I got home because I didn't have the correct bra to hold it up. It was like kind of hard to breastfeed in the beginning because, you know, she's trying to learn. It hurts, still hurts to this day, but yeah. And I'm glad that I was able to like talk to a lactation nurse, you know, about it too, get some ideas on how to hold her a certain way. It's pretty successful on the latching. And I also yeah, I'm not even sure what I was gonna say, but breastfeeding is like a whole nother ball game. You have to be really consistent, but I'm just glad I'm still able to do it. We are done to take out these Snickers. I will say that I've had a healthy pregnancy just besides the swelling. Yeah, I had round ligament pain, which is pretty normal. That was the worst, I'll say. That was the worst. But yeah, round ligament pain, some swelling. Other than that, it's been completely healthy, very, very blessed. Had a safe delivery. Didn't have to get a C-section. So I'm just very blessed overall, you know, which is all thanks to the Most High. If it wasn't for him, like, oof. Also wanted to say that during my pregnancy, I had extreme itchiness around my belly, probably because she was pretty big. It's hard to sleep. Like no creams was like making it feel any better. After I had the baby, then I broke out in hives from my epidural. I get used to the breastfeeding schedule because if I don't pump every 2 to 3 hours, like my breasts, they'll literally fill up with so much milk and they will hurt so bad. And I don't want to get that one thing where you get like a clot duct or something, whatever it's called, because I know that it hurts extremely bad. But I did figure out some type of routine for me to produce more milk. I have a lot to talk about when it comes to breastfeeding. I'll make a separate video for that. I'm gonna cut those. That's my story. I will do more updates. There's just a lot in store for this channel. Just stay tuned and, you know, there'll be more updates. Cut these Snickers up. I will get back with you guys after that once I cut up the Snickers, and then I will put the caramel in and mix that up. It might look not pleasing to eat, but please try the Snicker salad. I promise you it is so good. And then once I left it in the refrigerator for at least maybe 3 to 4 hours, it tasted so good. It might not look good, but try it. Just try it. What's the saying? Knock it till you try it, or something like that. And then once it set, my boyfriend, he loved it. He said it was really good, and my mom thought it was really good.